Hey everybody, welcome back to Barbara Dave's Barbershop at Home. Today is Tuesday, the 2nd of August, and we're going to do a quick DE shave today after all of our straight shaves and evaluations this week. We're going to be using an old favorite. A lot of people, very polarizing soap, but a lot of people like it, including myself. And that's right, Mitchell's Wool Fat. And we'll go over all the other items we'll be using. As always, don't forget right down here, www.theshavingcadre.com, and then right here, check out the barber pole with the cowboy hat. Please click on that to subscribe. That helps our metrics and our visibility on YouTube, and then also promotes the Shaving Cadre. And also right below that, you'll see the bell icon. That bell icon will get you notified of any new stuff that's out there. So getting ready to go back to the shop for the next 4 days. Excited about that. And the one thing about the Mitchell, going back to Mitchell's Wool Fat, the one thing about Mitchell's Wool Fat that a lot of people have a hard time saying it's the water, it's too hard to lather. You just need to take extra time. And even though you may face lather or bowl lather, it doesn't really matter. You just need to take the extra time to get the soap, the proto lather started. And then once that lather is started, then you can go to town. I have found over time that a synthetic brush works the best with Mitchell's. Seems to build the lather quicker, and it goes through, in my opinion, Mitchell's goes through stages. When you first put it on, it has what a lot of people will quit at is that typical British hard puck foam. So it feels very foamy, very light and airy. And you just need to keep working it. And then add a little bit of water. Here and there. Till you get it nice and creamy. And thick enough to where you feel comfortable with it shaving, whether it be with a straight or a DE or an SE razor. So it can get, it takes a little while to get used to it, but once you are, it's great. Now, the razor we're using today is a Blackbird titanium with a Wizamet blade. Probably, if not the most aggressive DE, especially a safety bar DE, that I have. And this razor and I went through a love-hate relationship in the beginning because the titanium is so light that it feels like it, and it feels like it doesn't glide very well. However, once you get the right amount of pressure to use with the razor, it's extremely efficient because it's just super lightweight. And it makes quick work. So if you haven't given Mitchell's Wool Fat a shot in a while, give it another try. Unless, of course, you have a lanolin sensitivity, then stay away with it like the plague, because I know that there are some people out there that have a pretty severe sensitivity to different soap components. Mine is usually anything with a rose scent. I can take it in small doses, and then anything with a heavy cinnamon, it kind of lights me up. The one thing I do like about Mitchell's Wolfat is that it's a very neutral, soapy, fresh smelling scent, and it can be pretty much used with any aftershave and EDT combo, which is kind of nice when you're deciding what to shave with. Plus, although most of us that have tons and tons of soaps don't shave with the same stuff every day, the one thing I notice with the Mitchells, if you use that every day, your face feel, because of the moisturizing properties of the lanolin, get better, and your face feels wonderful. We're going to also be using an aftershave that you don't see very often. You'll see it in barbershops a lot because they are primarily a barbershop marketed brand. Lots of barbershops use their products based out of, I believe, Chino, California. I may be wrong on that. It is based in California, but it's been around forever in most of your barbershops. Originally, it was definitely an ethnic marketed product to the Hispanic community in the barbershops. And it's become very popular in barbershops for the younger crowd, and it's a good product. They do a complete line of hair gels, pomades, hairsprays, tonics, and some aftershaves. I did not know that they did aftershaves until this aftershave was gifted to me by Spider, KJ, good friend of mine, long-term friend of mine. Well, probably coming up on 15 years, somewhere in there, at least. A fellow Air Force retiree crew dog, except he was an officer and I worked for a living. But overall, Suavecito is a nice brand. I use it for, we've got a wonderful talc that I use in the shop. Just a little bit of cleanup. That's the one thing I do like about this Blackbird, is it is just a tremendous razor for finishing your process and being done with it. As always, we'll be using a little bit of Proasso alum. And those of you that watch my channel on a regular basis have noticed that I haven't been complaining too much about the fact that Proasso comes in a cardboard box. Well, that's simply because I've transferred it to a cigar box. Although, Proasso, come on, make a container. Osma and all the other ones do. Why can't you? Do a little bit of cleanup real quick. And again, our soap today was Mitchell's Wolfat. And because of one of the components in the aftershave, we're going to be using Quinn's grapefruit and orange rind. I found that the Quinn's feels much better on the face, in my opinion, than the formerly used Thayer's. Plus, you don't have to use quite as much. Let me clean up the brush real quick. And the brush we're using today, or used today, is, as most of the time, the Sorrentino Brushworks. This is called the Pillars of Creation with an AMAX synthetic on the top. Okay, for the aftershave today, this is called, it's basically bergamot and ivory, so it goes real well with the soapy scent. And this is, once again, made by Suavecito. And it's got a very, very smooth, creamy type of fragrance to it. It does contain a little bit of menthol, so it cools a little bit. But the ivory in it really matches the soap real well. It's almost, I don't want to quite say a vanilla, but it's got that creaminess to it. Almost a coffee mate, you know, like a heavy cream type scent. And then, of course, once again, we use the Blackbird titanium. We'll be doing just a little bit of talc today. As the monsoon rains have kind of taken a break, but it's pretty hot and humid, so the nice thing about the talc is it kind of negates that as well. And then for our EDP today, we're going to use one that matches actually the aftershave really well, and that's Penhaligon's Endymion Concentrate. Now, this, don't confuse this one with Endymion. Endymion is a little bit different. This is a little bit more creamy and much more potent. It's definitely an Oriental, but wonderful all the same. Okay, that's it, guys. 3 videos for the week. I appreciate you joining us along. Once again, like I said, please hit the like, subscribe button. We're trying to get to 1,000 to give a huge giveaway. We may do it before that because I may be dead before we get to 1,000. But anyhow, come and see us at the Cadre, www.theshavingcadre.com. I'm Barber Dave. This has been Barber Dave's Barbershop at Home. Hope you have a great remainder of the week, and we'll see you on Sunday. Take care.